Hey everyone, welcome to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Welcome to a new episode for this unfair playthrough. In this episode, we are gonna go to Ricadiphilia, I think it's called, the prison planetoid or something like that. In the previous episode, we got our fifth companion, we got Cassia. In this one, probably we are gonna go and finish our chores there on the planet. We are gonna grab, I think, 2 additional profit facto, and after that probably I'm gonna come back to the ship and see exactly what can we do here, because there are some things that we can basically achieve here. So let's not wait any longer, and let's go on the star map or whatever this is called, and let's go here to Ricadiphilia. Yeah, the prison planetoid.
Lord Captain, sorry to disturb you. Vigdis pauses, as if listening to something. It's pandemonium outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Wazirian's voice. In any case, I wanted to warn you in advance.
Okay, so we are interrupted because things are happening on the ship.
The everyday sounds of the bridge are disrupted by voices raised in anger. Abelard's voice, the loudest of all. This is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a high-born brat out on a lark. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. The young woman standing before Abelard strives with all her might not to quail under the onslaught of her superior's anger. She falters, but then manages to look him in the eye and say,
I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain.
Yeah, this is really not great, because it says that this one is a young woman, but the voice, it's the voice of a man, but it is what it is.
Very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain, not least because I see you have already seen fit to disturb him. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence toward a higher-ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay.
Lord Captain, Lieutenant Avrilla Vent, requesting permission to speak.
Vent falls silent and then adds rashly,
On a matter of extreme importance and urgency.
I will listen to what you have to say. Speak, Lieutenant.
This matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on orders to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. But I am convinced that this step is unwarranted, and that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers.
Vent is almost trembling with tension as she delivers her speech, her face extremely pale. Abelard, in no hurry to intervene, lets out a skeptical huff. He glances at Sourback, who is standing not far from him, but she maintains a stony expression.
Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of Seneschal Wazirian, and to intervene in what's happening on the lower decks, because very soon we will have a mutiny or a massacre on our hands.
Vent reels off the last words as though she knows them by heart. She has clearly been preparing to say them for some time. When she is finished, she casts an anxious glance at Abelard, then at you.
There is an insurrection in the making aboard my ship, and no one has informed me.
I would not deem it a problem worthy of the rogue trader's attention. The lower decks, as it so happens, are in revolt. 30-some years ago, we even had a revolutionary leader rise up who dared to establish workers' rule across the entire ship. It took a month to restore order, but even 8 years later, we were still battling rumors that the hero had survived his execution and was on the verge of gathering people to fight against tyranny once more. Abelard scoffs. Needless to say, the rumors were baseless. As for the current situation, we have sufficient enforcers to deal with it.
But on this ship, the word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than a salvo from 100 bolters. I'm sure that if the rogue trader addresses the malcontents directly, he will quell the unrest.
I dread to think what problem you will disturb the rogue trader with next. Perhaps you will ask the Lord Captain to break up brawls in the mess room. I have already given you the means to resolve this problem. You simply need to use them.
If I may, your lordship, sending a hit squad to crush the rebellion is a means of ignoring the problem, not solving it.
How did all this start?
The situation could boil over at any minute, so I'll give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who'd been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported it up the chain immediately, arranged for a cleansing rite to be performed, and opened an investigation. No heretics have been found alive. But the surge has brought tensions between enforcers and workers to a head.
Where does Seneschal Versarian come into all of this?
I shall explain, Kibellah intones grimly.
I beg you to hurry. Time is running out.
I will not hurry. Since my competence is under scrutiny, I shall speak for as long as I see fit. There is an established order to the way things are done on this ship, and one of the pillars of that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is the Seneschal's role to ensure that. I have always handled internal problems myself, so, of course, when I received information about cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora von Valancius will find refuge on her ship.
You were far too heavy-handed. Seneschal Wazirian. Arrests, interrogations, mass punishments for entire sectors. It has driven the people to the brink.
Ven says bitterly.
Now there is a strike on the lower decks. In Depot 4, to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection. But when I reported my concerns, the only response I received was an order to dispatch an assault unit and crush the strike with maximum force.
Abelard, what do you have to say to all this?
I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interests of your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objections.
For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower decks, stop the assault unit, and speak directly to the people. You will see that they are not lying or harboring heretics. That way, you will stop the uprising before it begins.
What is Depot 4?
Depot 4 is one of the poorest sectors on the lower decks. It is home to clans of general laborers. They are not as valuable to the ship as the families who have served its specialized systems for generations. They are an easily replaceable resource, and one which is now, more besides, giving succor to cultists and minions of the archenemy.
Depot 4 is poor and troubled, but at worst, that means drunken fights and illegal rotgut brewing. We have handled the workers of Depot 4 in the past. We would have done so again if the crackdown on Depot 4 hadn't been so harsh. And another important point to bear in mind, the problem is not limited to this sector. It is located on one of the most populated lower decks, and everything that happens there has a knock-on effect on all the neighboring sectors.
Master at Arms, the ship's enforcers report to you, and yet you seem hesitant to provide your own perspective.
Lord Captain, unlike Lieutenant Vent, I respect the chain of command and realize that it is not within my right to challenge my superiors.
Sourback bows her head in Abelard's direction. However, a moment later, a serpentine smile appears on her lips.
That being said, while I entirely share Master Wazarian's opinion on what fate Depot 4 deserves, I must note that this insubordination is a direct consequence of practices that he himself has introduced.
Mistress Sourback, I see you have decided to follow the lieutenant's example after all. Such behavior does you no credit.
Sourback, explain yourself.
The ship's regulations state that the Master-at-Arms is responsible for resolving all matters related to the ship's enforcers. And yet, it is no secret that the Seneschal has a tendency to show partiality. Those enforcers and officers whom he has deemed particularly promising are at times given permission to approach him for tutelage. I cannot deny Master Wazarian's experience and insight. The Seneschal has a record of fostering students who have indeed achieved much and demonstrated impeccable performance. However, extending such patronage over the head of their immediate superior encourages disregard for hierarchy among your lordship's servants. Today, an enforcer goes to the Seneschal to report an order from the Master-at-Arms that they happen to disagree with. Tomorrow, they will go to the Lord Captain to object to the Seneschal's order. I notice a pattern in these actions.
Abelard, do you wish to respond?
Mistress Sourback, can you recall an occasion where I would encourage an officer to disobey their superior? Or one where I would overrule their order? Or show favoritism to those who merited none?
None, Seneschal, for there have been no such cases in the entire time I have served aboard this ship. If anyone were to claim otherwise, I would have them pay for insulting your honor with blood. Your conduct in this regard have always been spotless. Nevertheless, given your eminent position, a simple show of attention on your part is enough to erode the propriety of junior officers, inflate their sense of self-importance, and undermine discipline. That you distinguish some of them and know them by name is tantamount to walking around the officer's deck, handing out gifts to officers who have caught your eye. It fills those you set apart with ambition and audacity, makes them stand out among the rest. Enforcers are meant to be faceless servants, fighters ready to die, their fate entrusted to their commander and no one else. That is the sole foundation of order.
Lieutenant Vent, would you say the Seneschal has singled you out from your peers in any way?
Lord Captain, I swear that Seneschal Wazarian has never granted me any privileges, never once advocated for me, nor facilitated my promotions. Although, he is the man who convinced me to become an officer in the first place. He has offered me extensive guidance in my service, for which I am grateful to him. And while not all my fellows receive such attention, I know of at least a dozen fine officers whom the Seneschal keeps in his sights to ensure that they continue to strive. To prepare new generations of the dynasty's servants, to instruct them, and to separate those with potential from those who have exhausted it. That is my duty as Seneschal. This ship has bays worth of pilots, enforcers, officers, technicians, and stewards whom I have raised personally. By the throne, every third person standing on this bridge right now was my student at one point.
I see.
Evidently, my officers are anything but a shining example of unity and adherence today. I have only myself to blame, I suppose.
I've heard enough. I will go down to the lower deck and deal with the problem personally.
Praise the Emperor.
Vent cannot contain her relief.
Thank you, Lord Captain.
Abelard grits his teeth slightly. An enterprise bordering on the sophomoric, but please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I categorically insist that I escort you.
Lord Captain, I regret that the enforcers were unable to handle the situation, which then led to your and the Seneschal's involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot 4 myself and see to the expedient resolution of this incident.
We are gonna pick the dogmatic route, so it will be a pain for those guys, because this is a dogmatic playthrough, so we shall see exactly how we are gonna handle this. We can take Iconoclast in some situation, but it is what it is. Come on, what the fuck is happening? Let's move the fuck out faster. I think there is also a puzzle here. I do not know exactly how we can do it, but we are gonna do it.
It's Wazarian. Take that, scum. Look who it is. This is all his fault. All of it.
Abelard reflexively wiped the sweat from his brow in a startlingly human gesture, and a telling one. A rare moment where he allows his age and weariness to show through his armor-like veneer of self-assurance. The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret that we cannot replace all the locals with servitors.
The people dare to disrespect a senior officer.
They would not have the chance to express such disrespect if we were not here, and if the situation had been dealt with by the relevant officers. Abelard grimaces. It is a junior officer's worst failing to pass problems up the chain of command. I have never been able to abide it. I shall say it again. It was a mistake to come here on Lieutenant Vent's whim, Lord Captain. I must admit that the lieutenant is by no means the worst material for an officer, Abelard adds peevishly. But, in the name of Terra, the girl is the same age as my eldest great-granddaughter. And she has the gal to tell me how to manage the lower decks and hunt down cultists. It will be another 20 years at least before she can be trusted to act without oversight.
Did you hear they were shouting your name?
Of course they were. The organization of the daily routine life of the ship rests upon my shoulders. The mountain of challenges and problems from which I endeavor to insulate you, Lord Captain. The situation on the lower decks has been a cause for concern, and I have intervened personally on more than one occasion. That must be why they remember me. They do not know your face. To them, you are akin to a creature of legend, one who has stood on the steps of the Golden Throne, no less, whereas I am the man whose name is attached to every order docking rations or lowering a bay's heating.
Let's keep moving. We need to get to the bottom of this. I think Abelard is... yeah, dogmatic. It's half-half. Idira is heretical, Argenta it's dogmatic 3. Also Cassia. We have a lot of dogmatic guys here. I'm gonna go dogmatic myself. We get at rank 2, purging by fire. In the first round of combat, or critical hits scored by the rogue trader's party inflict burning 10 in additional. All fire damage suffered by enemies is increased by +1 for each rank of conviction in dogmatic. Okay, this is pretty interesting. Path of Redemption. Any momentum expended by the rogue trader and their allies, including heretic acts, is reduced by -10%. And what about the next one? Piercing Resolution. Once per battle, the rogue trader may choose an ally, including themselves, for 1 round. All targets, weapon, attack, ignore enemy armor. Okay. And the last one? Until the start of their next turn, the rogue trader becomes immune to any attacks from the demon and Xenos, and all demons and Xenos in a 5 radius consider them a priority target. Okay, this is not great. Because these guys are gonna fuck my ass. We can also pick, I think, if we go dogmatic, I think we can still pick until level 3 Iconoclast. This is giving me some wounds. In the first round of every combat, the rogue trader and their allies gain +2 rogue trader Iconoclast Rask in movement points. Okay, this is pretty good. The rogue trader and their allies spend 30 less momentum when activating a heroic act. Okay, so if we get 1, 2, 3, and basically everything, that's pretty good. Yeah. We're not gonna go as a heretic, so fuck this. Let's check exactly what's happening. I think we need to go here. somewhere around this area. Let's finish this and we are gonna scout this later.
The sounds of a heated discussion reverberate through the ship's bays. Lieutenant Avrila Vent of the ship's enforcers is barring the path of her superior, Master-at-Arms Jocasta Sourback, who has arrived clad in armor. Judging by their expressions and tone, the standoff has dragged on for some time already and has now reached boiling point.
Lieutenant Vent, my patience is wearing thin. I have given you an order. Now get out of my way.
I cannot comply with that order, ma'am.
Vent looks shaken, but there is fire in her eyes.
This is my deck and my sector. So long as this area remains under the Lord Captain's special oversight, no action can be taken without my express permission. There are only 3 people who are authorized to make me stand down. The first officer, the rogue trader, and the Emperor himself.
So, not all my lessons fall on deaf ears. Abelard mutters in crabby approval. He does not clarify whether he means Vent, Sourback looming over her, or both.
Lordship.
Noticing you, the 2 officers snap to attention and salute, their subordinates following suit a moment later.
What's the situation?
Your Lordship, my people have locked down the bay where the strikers are, including their leaders. We have the situation under control as far as resources allow.
Under control, Lieutenant. I came here to lead an investigative unit, and what do I see? The rabble is on the verge of mutiny. There is nothing to investigate. This simply calls for immediate repressions and firing squads. And you, Vent, are a step away from facing charges yourself.
We encountered some locals on our way here. Their conduct was outrageous. They even tried to throw things at us.
Vent's gaze is full of worry and regret.
The people are getting desperate, clearly. They saw the assault unit, and they decided they had nothing left to lose. I mean, I apologize, Lord Captain. It is outrageous. I'm sure the people simply didn't recognize you. It wouldn't have occurred otherwise. We will deal with them. Once the current situation is resolved.
Is that all you have to say? Are you sure you're worthy of an officer's rank, Lieutenant Vent?
For a split second, Vent freezes in fear, but she pulls herself together, straightens, and clips out.
Forgive me, Lord Captain. I will take steps to ensure such a thing does not happen again.
I want to speak with the strikers.
Abelard's mouth twists, but he restrains himself and says nothing.
Right you are, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck.
Where are these dudes?
A dozen pairs of eyes stare apprehensively at you. The people before you are typical inhabitants of the lower decks. You take in their simple clothing, crude weapons, and faces that display varying levels of mutation, from the barely discernible to the strange to the outright grotesque. A whisper passes through the crowd, and you detect a mixture of fear, astonishment, and joy in their reactions. Finally, 3 people break away from the crowd, an elderly woman and 2 men. These must be the leaders. They bow clumsily before you.
Lord Captain, you've come down to us.
We were attacked on the way here. How do you explain this?
Here's an explanation for you. The people have been pushed to their limit, and now they're lashing out. As if we don't know why these top deck units are being sent down here, like that one there that the lieutenant won't let past.
Our clans are all inside the bay that's been sealed off. But the lower decks are big. I'm sure there are some people who've had just about enough. We're getting it from all sides. The soldiers have encircled the ones who've risen up. A death squad has just arrived. It's no wonder folks are lashing out.
Their words seem sincere to you. Their body language and the glances traded between them reveal that the news of the attack has shocked them.
Tell me what is troubling you. Why are you striking?
Striking? That's news to us, your lordship.
Says a tall, thin man in worker's garb.
All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think.
Shut up, Rivet.
Snaps the old woman, who turns her hostile dark eyes on you.
Here's the deal, your lordship. Your damned enforcers are all over us down here. They say they're looking for cultists. One wrong word and they're reaching for their batons. If they want to punish someone, they turn off the heating to hold bays for a week at a time so we get sick and freeze. In my clan, 2 little ones died from inflammation in their lungs, all because of those enforcers.
The old woman spits on the floor and rubs at the spittle with the toe of her worn-out shoe. Argenta does not interrupt the workers, but you see the sadness well in her eyes when the children's deaths are mentioned. She quietly whispers a requiem prayer and makes a sign over herself.
It's all true. Vent is the only enforcer officer who stood up for us. It's clear as day who had a mother from the lower decks and who grew up amidships and has no fellow feeling toward us.
The grim man with a scarred face throws up his arms.
Your lordship, we're no villains here. We're honest workers, your servants. We've plotted no disorder. We went on strike openly, and now we've got guns pointed at us. All we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace, without being harassed.
The persecution started apropos of nothing, you say. I was told one of you was found in possession of a cultist amulet and that there are heretics hiding here.
A cultist amulet? What's that? The gewgaw they found on the dead drunkard. If it was something evil or forbidden, we sure didn't know. The enforcers just said they were looking for heretics among us, and anyone obstructing their investigation would be punished. Definitely not. And if there were, we'd be the first to report them.
And as for this amulet, or whatever it is, they took it off a dead body. There are no cultists still breathing in our sector, that's for sure. But when that fight broke out, some enterprising folks looted the bodies. The boots they came back with? Nobody's ever tread these decks in boots so fine, I can tell you that. Seems to me these cultists have better commanders than us.
Oh yeah! Those boots really were fine. And there was no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, it must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't need any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor. And when we're working, we bow down before the machine spirits of the large and small transformers and the servo motor. The same way my grandfather was taught 100 years ago by a tech priest who came calling. Believe us, your lordship. We are people of faith.
Naive children. Weren't you taught from an early age about the dangers of the Archenemy's creations? Weren't you warned that any unfamiliar object could be one of them?
We were told, holy sister, but it was long ago. The last time we saw a confessor in our sector, it was just after I'd had my 3rd little one.
That is regrettable. But you cannot lay the burden of leading a righteous life on the shoulders of the Holy Fathers. Who will you blame when beasts crawl out of those amulets you stole from the heretics? The Holy Father who was not there, or the scavenger who brought evil down on himself and his neighbors?
Abelard, do you have anything to add?
I authorize the use of all necessary measures to locate Chaos worshippers hiding in this sector. The specific steps taken by the officers were not reported to me. Abelard frowns, clearly disgruntled at having to explain himself in the workers' presence. Nevertheless, I am certain that their actions were justified. Cultists are no drunken stevedores. They are the enemy and a threat to the ship. Neutralizing them demands decisive action.
Towerback, was it really necessary to torture these people with cold?
The rabble understands only one language, Lord Captain, that of violence. As per regulations, should the labourers persist in their unwillingness to cooperate, the next step is limiting air supply and cutting off water, which is almost certain to restore order. The peasants can grumble all they want, but in the end, they are the source of their own misery. All they have to do is bow their heads and fall in line, and the need for punitive measures will disappear.
What changes do you want?
Would you look at this? The exalted Lord Captain himself is asking us bilge rats what we want. Well, here's what. We want you to rein in your damned enforcers, to quit turning off the heat, and to stop battering everything that moves. No, that's not it. We want the enforcers gone from here, and we want to be armed. Give us arms, and we'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if these cultists do show their faces. I've been leader of my clan for 20 years now. Getting rid of these club-wielding thugs can only improve things around here.
You've gone too far, old man. They'll never let the maggots on the lower decks live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. They probably even insist on enforcers on the upper decks too. As for weapons, what do we need them for? Before the first day's out, we'll have someone shooting their neighbor out of stupidity or drunkenness. We don't need that. If the enforcers stop hassling us, that'll be enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who robbed the cultists' bodies, and we'll talk to them one lower decker to another. If there are any more of those damned amulets about, we'll hand them over to the enforcers ourselves.
You speak for yourself and your clan, and I'll speak for me and mine. I don't want empty gestures. I want real change. They'll promise us the world now, but as soon as the Anointed One turns his back, these brutes will be on us even harder than before. All because we dared to speak out.
The tall worker's eyes dart between the two arguing leaders. Every few seconds, he opens his mouth as if planning to agree, but each time he falls silent, simply making a few vague noises of approval.
Thoughts, Abelard?
The story about going scavenging for boots and accidentally picking up a heretical amulet doesn't convince me. These people were moments away from rebelling and, possibly, becoming minions of the archenemy. We must not give them what they want. Even if they did acquire something innocently, purely out of their own stupidity, that does not mean they are not tainted with corruption. What begins as petty thievery can turn into a far graver problem. I have seen it before. Abelard's face darkens momentarily. In my second war, there was a sergeant in the Imperial Guard regiment that was stationed nearby. The sergeant took an ordinary pocket knife from the body of a heretic, and his whole unit lost their lives for it. When they finally managed to break into the barracks, they found not a single survivor, only the pocket knife which had grown through all the rows of beds like a metal-choking vine. So, when it comes to scavengers, malcontents, strikers, or whatever they'll turn into next, my verdict is simple. Give them no quarter.
Master at Arms, where do you stand?
Give the rabble a grox, and they will take an agri-world, Lord Captain. They only understand brute force and will interpret any concession as a sign of weakness. Giving them weapons and recalling the enforcers would be folly. It would only be a matter of time before we had a full-scale mutiny on our hands.
Okay, so we need to do a check right now. I'm not gonna go through the dialogue again, so it is what it is. So let's take this coercion. It's a okayish check. It's an 85%. Spreading anarchy on the ship is the first step towards embracing chaos. Putting weapons into untrained hands will be even worse. What's more, the enforcers are needed to maintain oversight and order. Withdraw those demands and we will consider the rest.
The tall worker they call Rivet
Nice.
shrugs and casts a sidelong look at the old woman.
Old Nan, listen, listen! The Lord Captain himself has come down to us and is offering concessions. And I don't know a single person in the whole of Depot 4 who's ever stood next to the rogue trader, let alone talk to them. Back down. Now's no time for you to be a stubborn old crone. Listen to us, old Nan. The three clans of Depot 4 ought to act as one. We've made our minds up. It's your turn to decide. Don't ask them to disband the enforcers or give us weapons. We don't need any of that.
The old woman hisses in dissatisfaction.
You two are ganging up on me, is that it? So brave you are against an old woman. But I'll shut up. I will indeed. I won't go against two clan leaders on my own. If you want to make peace with the enforcers, make your peace.
That's great. Just fantastic. Lord Captain, we're all agreed.
Then it's decided. The persecution will stop and I will expect you assist in locating any remaining amulets or weapons left by the cultists.
Your lordship, thank you. You have not abandoned us lower deckers. You came yourself and settled everything. I'll tell my grandchildren about this.
Okay, so we lost some provisions and some fuel, but it's okay.
Of course, your lordship. We'll root out any nasty business faster than the enforcers, and we'll leave no stone unturned.
Okay, there is a puzzle here. We're gonna speak with Jocasta, probably not right now, but maybe later. There is a puzzle involving some vents. Let's see if we can do it.
Victory awaits.
By the way, let me position Cassia properly. I think she can stay like this. Maybe basically I like to keep my companions stacked. Where is that thingy that we need to start? There is something here like a wheel to turn that will start a quest or something like that. Might be here. There is some rubble here. Rubble are basically the guys. What's here? Machine right set. A set of sacred oils and the cogitogram that can appease the keeper of any technology, provide an additional opportunity to call out a machine spirit and interact with a device. An expendable item. Okay, it's basically like lockpicks or something like that, I think. I always forget what is that thingy. Do we need to examine this?
A container can be seen beyond the massive bars. Perhaps examining the pipe will allow you to reach it.
Okay.
None shall stand in my way.
There is some thingies here. I want to see if I can find basically everything that I need. Are these wheels? But for some reason we cannot interact with them. I forgot exactly what we need to do. Okay, what did we find? Okay, I think this is where we need to start. Let's grab the goods, can we? Multi-key, that's awesome. We are gonna save scan this because we can. Let's use this.
The gauge shows that the steam pressure in this pipe is close to the maximum. However, it does not reach the bars at the other end.
Okay. But can we yank it? I think we can.
A new challenge for me.
Nothing is happening.
Basically what I like to do here, basically turn all the wheels. Basically we can follow this pipe. So you can start from here, where the pipe is. Right, so this is the pipe. It's going down, you can look exactly where it goes. So if you go, you can see it goes like this. I think it comes like down. Maybe here.
Nothing is happening.
Or maybe here.
A different valve will work.
Yeah.
Nothing is happening. Perhaps turning a different valve will work.
Come on.
Nothing is happening. Perhaps turning a different valve will work.
I think there is one here, or two, that we can turn. Come on, isn't a valve around here?
Follow my lead,
Lord Captain.
Okay, so this one did something. Let's do this one.
Nothing is happening.
How about this one?
Turning a different valve will work.
Okay. And I think we can go and do this one right now.
Nothing is happening. Perhaps turning a different valve will. Nothing is happening. Perhaps turning a different valve will work.
We need to bring the pressure here. I think we turn this one.
Nothing is happening. Perhaps turning a different valve will work.
Valve everywhere. This one cannot be turned.
Nothing is happening. Perhaps turning a different valve will work.
This one is not working here, right?
Nothing is happening.
Is there another one here? Might be this one because I see. Yeah. So, about this one.
Nothing is happening.
Nope.
Perhaps turning a different valve will work.
Okay, right now it's working. As you can see, whenever this is fuming, we can basically press this and it will open this. And we can use Argenta Demolition. We got some multi-keys, some Melta charges, some grenades. Crack grenade are pretty nice. Force grenades, not that great. Okay, since we are here, let me put the things that I have. I want to put these on Cassia. She has a lot of persuasion, holy shit. What's this? Grants 5 fellowship for each enemy in a... it's not, it's meh. What else? I think I'm gonna put these on Argenta. This armor might be good for us. Yeah, it is a little bit better. It does increase our dodge a lot. Like a lot. Because we don't have dodge penalty. This is pretty nice. Holy shit, 80. Do we have another one? I don't think so. This will grant me logic. I'm gonna put this on Pasquale. Other than that, I think this is it. This is a fire grenade. I want to put a couple of grenades on myself. Maybe a fire grenade on Abelard. We need some Medicae. We don't have any Medicae, which is pretty bad. Okay. Yeah, we can leave right now.
Abelard imperiously dismisses the unit to stand at a distance and addresses your other companions, saying, "I have an urgent matter to discuss with the Lord Captain. Please give us a moment." Abelard looks at you, and his last vestiges of restraint vanish. "Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain?" You kowtowed to the disloyal rabble. You believed their lies and showed them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked by cultists, that rabble will welcome them in with open arms and allow them to wreak whatever havoc they like, because they see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see your future at the helm of the Von Valancius Protectorate?
Let's talk about your role in all this instead. You allowed this revolt to happen, your action practically guaranteed it. It willed.
I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene. Abelard says irascibly, "Remember Lord Captain Theodora. Do you think she ever set one slippered foot on the lower decks?" No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers while she dedicated herself to her grand designs for the Protectorate, as any true strategist and rogue trader ought.
I will be only too willing to trust in my seneschal and not fill my head with such matters, but the situation had spiraled out of your control, Abelard.
Abelard's face relaxes slightly. You're right, at least as concerns junior officers making complaints directly to you. And Abelard stands straight at attention. I lost my temper, Lord Captain, and I believe I ought to explain myself. Abelard speaks slowly, the words not coming easily to him. The prosperity of the Von Valancius Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life. I did it because I saw in Lord Captain Theodora's deeds the sign of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds. They create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. I come from a long line of officers, and I embarked upon this incredibly reckless venture. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on her flagship for long periods, to distant frontiers, on scouting voyages, and the advancement of the entire Protectorate rested on my shoulders. And then suddenly, everything that had been built over years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hangar on a seismically active world. One of the senior officers betrayed us all. The rogue trader was killed, and who knows what is happening on the planets. I tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this has come as a grievous blow to me. I am not panicking or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty-bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you to find your footing as quickly as possible. And to do that, I must insulate you from problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out in the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot suddenly be deemed excess to requirements.
I understand, but you need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain and Rogue Trader. Accept it and start living in the new world. A world where Theodora is gone and where you and I have a new decisions to make.
Abelard solemnly inclines his head. Yes, Lord Captain. After a moment's silence, he adds, looking at you with interest, your resolve is admirable and demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment, should my old habits ever begin to creep back in. And now, please, let us leave the lower decks. If the rogue trader desires to stretch his legs, there are far more suitable places.
Okay, we have finished quest. We have a couple of them. We also have a rumor. Basically, we need to find Xavier Calcazar. Okay, let's get the fuck out and let's go to Raikadiphilia and save Yvain Winterscale. Is that a dude or a girl? I basically always forget. We shall see. Okay, let's go back. This should be really interesting. I need to scan it. Okay, there is nothing that we can do here. Let's go in. Man, I love this universe. And with this AI overhaul for the dialogues, I know that it's not great, but holy shit, this is making the game so much fun. Like, insanely fun. We're gonna have a fight here. I wonder if we go here first, do we basically save the Winterscale dude or girl without having any wounds or something like that? I haven't checked. Basically every time I went to Urak 5, Raikadiphilia, and then to the Raikad Minoris. Let's see what's happening here. Where? Demolition here. Okay, good to know. Can we speak with this dude?
Come in, escort. This is Captain Vicari. Escort, please, come in.
The pale young woman looks at you with a mixture of hope and disbelief
Is a woman.
swirling in her eyes. You! Notice her hands trembling as she clutches her weapon. Who are you? Did you come from the planet? Are you reinforcements? Saint's teeth, I thought you'd never come.
I am Rogue Trader Dragonel von Valentius. Now introduce yourself.
At once, the woman stands at attention. Die! Captain Raquel Vicari,
What the
servant
fuck?
of House Winterscale and the pilot of this shuttle. It is an honor to be greeting his lordship von Valancius.
Tell me about this planetoid.
The only settlement on Riccardi Filia is a penal colony. The prisoners work in the mines and the domed quarries. They mine sulfur, serum dust, and sand, which is then melted down. A rather nondescript place, or so it was, prior to current events.
What happened here?
There's been a prison riot on the planetoid. Sadly, it is being led by the prison warden himself, the Honorable Anathagon Casteglia. He has allied himself with the rabble that he himself was supposed to watch and declared Riccardi Filia to be independent of the authority of the system's lawful governor. I came here as a shuttle pilot alongside the Honorable Yvain Winterscale, son of Kaligos Winterscale, rogue trader, vanquisher of Xenos, forever triumphant over the enemies of humanity. She details, enunciating every word of her overlord's title. Young Lord Winterscale wished to speak to the warden personally so he could put an end to his lawless treason. He and his escort went ahead and... She grows paler. I haven't been able to contact them over Vox for a very long time now. Yvain, Abelard mutters, stroking his beard. One of his distant younger offspring, yes. That's as much as I know about him, which means he hasn't distinguished himself in any meaningful way.
Yvain Winterscale has made several diplomatic visits to Urak V on behalf of his father, rogue trader Kaligos Winterscale. The Great Regent would not have granted entry to someone dishonorable, which means, whatever happened in this terrible, malodorous place, we must aid this man of noble blood.
The warden himself is spearheading the riot?
Yes, she bites her lip. No one expected this. Master Casteglia is a nobleman from a respected governor house and a vassal to House Winterscale. All of a sudden, he proclaimed that Riccardi Filia was now his personal domain, that the prisoners were his subjects, and that he would never bow to anyone again. It's pure heresy.
And I take it they're looking forward to a diet of sand and gravel? What kind of madman would start a revolt on a barren rock?
Why would the young Winterscale have felt the need to parley with the dissidents?
She sighs quietly. It's a personal matter. Master Casteglia, the seditious warden, is Lord Yvain's childhood friend. When my lord heard of the riot, the news saddened him greatly, and so he rushed here without delay, in hopes of bringing his old friend to his senses, no doubt. The first Winterscale in my memory, who prefers to talk first rather than shoot and slash. She smiles faintly. Young Lord Winterscale is not his father's shadow. If he is determined to save his friend, he won't back down. I pray to the throne that he is alive and well. He's been gone for such a long time, and I really don't like this place. Kasia frowns in confusion. In confusion.
Theobald executed his wife and only son on the mere suspicion of treason against House Orselio. So why did the noble Yvain rush to save someone who had betrayed his house? Do bonds of friendship give one the right to make inexcusable mistakes?
I am looking for a man by the name of Henrik van Kallax. He is here, perhaps?
Unless it's one of the prisoners or guards, then it seems unlikely.
There are no shuttles in working order other than yours and mine. There is nothing else anyone could have used to reach this place.
Is there anything else I should be apprised of before I set out?
Some of the rebels have holed up in the barracks. I don't know how many, but given this is the only way through to where the negotiations are taking place, I would expect heavy resistance. Please take caution, your lordship. Lord Winterscale's guards mined the entrance so that the rebels couldn't get to the shuttle.
I have no more question. You may excuse yourself, pilot.
The woman freezes for a moment before asking hesitantly, "Your lordship, if I may have a minute of your time, I wouldn't ever have dared to trouble you with a personal matter. But the situation, in any case, have you been to the capital of Rykad Minoris yet? I wanted to ask if you saw a man there, a communications officer by the name of Jaspar."
What is your relationship to this man?
"We are engaged, your lordship," she declares somewhat bashfully.
I have not yet been to Rykad Minoris and know nothing of this officer's fate.
"That's a shame. May the Emperor keep that fool from harm. Thank you for your time, your lordship." She bows. You can tell by the desperation in her eyes that she is exhausted, frightened, and wishes to be off this planetoid as soon as possible.
I wonder if we basically come back here. I know where is her husband, so maybe we should do Rykad Minoris before doing this, but I like to do it like this. I don't think there's any other way, right? So we need to go this way. Let's go to the barracks. I don't think there's a puzzle here, but there are a lot of traps.
You left the Novice Imperialis to serve the rogue trader. Do you ever regret it, Seneschal?
No, I do not regret it in the least. Serving in the Imperial Navy is a fine thing to do. But it was only under Lady Theodora that I truly felt the significance of what I was doing.
Okay. That's awesome. We leveled up. Another trap. But right now we are gonna continue with our level ups. So we are level 7, I think, right? Yeah. At level 7 I think I'm gonna go with my main character with agility because we cannot put ballistic. And let me see. I think we can go with this one. We can parry with our ranged weapon, which is pretty nice in case we are in melee range. So what this gives us, the Arbitrator can parry incoming attacks with a ranged weapon. To calculate the parry chance, the Arbitrator's ballistic skill is used instead of weapon skill. The Arbitrator can make attacks of opportunity with a ranged weapon that it can use in melee range. That's pretty awesome because we can go with melee range and basically force the ones that are doing range damage to move from us, and we can do like attack of opportunity. This is pretty powerful. Okay, next is Abelard. What can we go with him? I think I'm gonna go again weapon skill, just to have more parry. Right, this is pretty nice. What else? Fleet combat training, it's interesting. He's a Navy officer, right? Should we go with this one? When the Navy officer scores a critical hit or successfully parries an attack with their primary weapons, they immediately make an attack which costs the least AP with their secondary weapon against the same target. This might be really good. We can go with either this one, or we can go with Impetus, which is pretty nice. Basically, charge will do more damage. I don't know exactly where it is. Let me check it out. Maybe it's not at this level. I don't seem to find that. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with fleet combat training, which seems pretty nice since he has a lot of parry chance. Yeah. This is level 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Let's go like this. With Idira, I do not know if I'm gonna keep her or not. To be honest, I like to play with Kibellah before fighting the first act boss, because he's a pain in the ass, and using with her that how it's called, Death Dance or something like that, basically the ultimate from the Blade Dancer, it's so fucking OP because you can do so fucking many attacks in one turn, and it's insane. With her, I do not know exactly what we can go. We can put some Medicae on her. I think we should go with Pyromancy. In case we need to do, I don't know, some damage with her or something like that. I literally do not know. Biomancy, it's also nice with her. Can also gain some operatives things. Let's go with Pyromancy, see what we can get, and can go with Medicae. This is right, so basically the higher Medicae, the lower the chance we get traumas with. It's pretty nice. Let's say like this. With Argenta, we're gonna go with agility, same as our main character, because we cannot put points in ballistic, and let me think a little bit. We can go with the Litany of Hatred. These are basically her skills, right? They have proper skills. We should get these, right? One of these. Because these are based on whatever the character is, right? So basically we can go with this one, Litany of Hatred. Whenever the Ministerium Priest uses a war hymn or furious recital for one round, the priest themselves and their allies in a 5-cell radius deals 0 plus 0 5x number of zeal stacks, more weapon damage. This bonus is doubled against demons, psychers, and xenos. Let's go with this one. With Cassia, we can get a buff. I'm gonna pick this. Where is it? Revel in Light. It's pretty fucking good. Basically, the ally gains 22 to their willpower and toughness. This is pretty nice buff. And I like to go with Eye of Oblivion. Every enemy in the Navigator has in their line of sight has its dodge and critical hit chance reduced. Basically, this makes us really easy to hit the enemies. Okay, let's no. Okay, no. Let's save first. Nice. It's not much, but it's honest experience. I think this is basically speaking about what's happening here. In case you would like to read, you can go through these. I don't think it's worth doing something. I think we are gonna have a fight here. Yeah. Okay, the problem is that we were ambushed, which is not great. I don't think these guys are gonna shoot us. Okay, let's start the fight, see how it goes. Okay, Abelard, you disappoint me. Okay, Argenta, you need to do some shenanigans. How many guys can you hit? We still can move. If we go here, how many can I hit? I'm gonna go and do something like that. Yeah, let's do this. Argenta, you are shooting here, lady. For fuck's sake, like this. Okay, now we are gonna get the fuck back a little bit. Let me see. Do we have range to shoot from this angle? Yeah, we do. It's a pretty low shot. Okay, let's end the turn. Next is Cassia, and we can basically do this with her. Holy shit, this dealt so fucking much damage. Holy shit, Cassia. Let's put some things on my main character. I don't think it matters if we do anything, like we need to wait those dudes.
If I may.
This guys needs to come here. Idira, I think you can go here, and this one is a pretty nasty one. We also have Ignite, which is not bad with her. We can kill this one. Holy shit, that was a crit.
Anything else?
This one is gonna hit me. Oh, it's going after my main character. Holy shit. Holy fucking hell. That's holy shit. I don't have words. I already have a fucking crippled arm.
Nothing I can't do.
Holy shit. That's a nimble one. Okay. Abelard, you basically wasted the turn. Yeah, this is not great. I'm basically fucked. Like, I wonder, can we shoot this one?
I'll do it.
Argenta, make me proud. Okay, at least you shot him a couple of times. Cassia, you need to put some... Holy shit, we have 1 HP. Like, I wonder if Idira can see him from here. Yeah, she can. That's not that great. Okay, well played, Idira. At least I think you saved my main character.
Chaos guides me.
Abelard, I really need you to charge this dude.
Reduced to dust.
The thing is, I do not know exactly what's gonna happen with the Winter Scale character if we are leaving the prison. So we need to do the last fight with a lot of wounds. At least I need to heal this, but I still have a couple of medicays. I see that Argenta. Okay, let's give these to Abelard. Okay, I can give Abelard this, so he can. Holy shit! He can charge. I'm not gonna use these. Holy shit, that deals a lot of damage. My main character should get the fuck out.
A tactically sound approach. I will do, my...
Okay.
We are the spearhead of the...
We really need to heal, like, super fast. We need to buy a lot of things here. Yeah, these I'm gonna send them to the cargo. That nimble dude, holy shit, wrecked my ass like super hard. I thought we have some grenades.
Abelard, I've been meaning to ask, how are you keeping it together so well? Don't you ever feel awful without her?
Enough, Tlus. We have a duty to the new rogue trader. You would do well to focus on that. If you keep your mind busy, you will have less opportunity to fill it with awful things.
Okay, let's save and pray to the RNG god.
A mysterious image.
We failed. He's coming for the win, boys.
The symbol before you bears a familiar scent, that of the dark forces of chaos.
Victory awaits.
This is a fucking slaughterhouse. Okay, let's go outside and make that bridge. Yeah, Argenta use this.
The Emperor favors me today.
We got a lot of experience. What's in here?
My brethren, the dawn is nigh. The Optimates will guide us into a new existence. Yes, yes, dear brethren, have a taste of my steel. Oh, how I've longed for this, my dear brethren.
Thank the throne. Normal looking faces. We thought we were gonna die here with these nutters.
The old man with a gap-toothed smile drops his weapon and holds out his hands in a placating gesture.
Please don't shoot us, your nobleness. Let us speak a word.
Well, this is a welcome change. Talking before shooting. Still, Lord Captain, the look of this ragtag bunch hardly inspires trust.
Give me a reason not to execute you on the spot.
Here's the deal, we're honest, quiet inmates. We didn't want to riot. But, well, sitting it out wasn't really an option either. The warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join in the festivities. So we had to, you know, play along. But that's all it was, play. We never meant no offense to Governor Medinay, nor to the lawful authority of House Winterscale. Give us a chance, eh? We just want to wait until everything blows over and we can go back to our cells and quietly do the rest of our time.
A repentant, honest heretic. How novel. Judging by Abelard's tone, the Seneschal is utterly unimpressed by the old man's ingratiating monologue.
The low-born speech is mottled with colors that conceal his true, darker hues. This old man has a long history of lies, and he is using his wiles on us as well. But I see no foul corruption or ill intent in his words.
Tell me more about the warden and the riot.
Pa, why soil your tongue talking about that heretic? But if you insist, here's how it is. The warden of this here prison, the Honourable Master Castelia, was a crackpot from the start. The previous warden ran things the proper way. Prayer, 1 meal a day, work, a punch in the chompers from the guards, work again. But the new one, do you know what his first decree was? He introduced lunches and dinners. By the 9 devils, that's 3 meals a day. The man was obviously stark raving mad. Things only went downhill from there. The guards quit it with the teeth punching. The warden forbade them. Instead, the overseers started counting which prisoners were digging up more things in the quarry, or swinging their pickaxes harder or whatnot. And then, would you believe it? They put together a list of best workers. And if someone on that list also showed good behavior, that's when they'd get promoted to an optimate. That's the upper crust among us jailbirds. Or that's how it was at first. Then the warden decided it's the optimates, not the guards, who should be in charge of punishments. And that it wasn't the overseer's job to watch the prisoners work, it was the optimates. Well, let me tell you, that's when these goody two-shoes really started to shine. The guards aren't even in the same league as our dear fellows, the optimates. In the old days, we had maybe 5 or 10 stiffs kicking it a week, and now, well now, we were lucky if it was only 50. And that wasn't even the end of it. Warden Castelia moved out of his chambers to live right in the quarry, under the dome. And I think something in his new home really scrambled his brain. He began spouting the wildest things like the optimates are saints who will behold the truth. And he started taking them to the quarry. Not all of them returned. The ones who did, you wouldn't recognize them, more beast than man. They were butchering people left and right, even guards and overseers. The warden himself had armed them, and that's the whole sob story. But I knew it from the moment he let us have dinners. Oh, this won't end well.
Idira nods knowingly.
The old codger's right. Whenever nobles start giving handouts to commoners, something always goes wrong.
She notices your look and catches herself.
I mean that with all due respect, your lordship. No offense intended.
If I spare you, what do I gain from it?
Now, how can lowly jailbirds hope to thank your noble self? Ah, I have an inkling. You see, us here, we're... How shall I put this? Different from the rest of the prisoners in this place. They're all petty thieves from Recad Minoris, debtors, gutter snipes. They're no one serious. Now we, your nobleness, are cut from a different cloth altogether. We're fortune seekers from the void. Why don't we tell you we're on Footfall Station? You know Footfall, the only shipyard and the best market in all the Koronus Expanse. Yes, so, where on Footfall you can find some very serious, business-minded people, and how you can get yourself a very special discount from them on some very special goods.
What kind of very serious people?
The most serious kind, your nobleness. Have you heard about the Fellowship of the Void? It's the largest pirate alliance in the Expanse. There is no leader, of course, but there are some terribly serious captains who decided that cutting each other's throats over loot was, what do you call it? Counterproductive. But cutting throats together, now that's anti-counterproductive. And, well, their joint efforts leave them with an excess of spoils, so they need to dispose of it somehow. And I, your nobleness, just happen to know someone who handles such kinds of dealings on behalf of those very serious people.
You are pirates. I came across a void ship belonging to your associates. They were planning to break you out.
The man grunts, huffs, then makes up his mind.
Well, now that's out the bag. Our fellows were supposed to come get us a long time ago, but they got tied up somewhere. Void Kraken's gullet with them. And in all this time we had to wait, this happened. Pardon me for trying to pull the synth wall over you. It's just that we want nothing to do with this whole warden nonsense. So what now? Will you let us go?
Idila cracks her neck.
Sure. No problem. Today you tell us a little lie. Tomorrow you stick a torpedo in our side from that ship of yours, if it doesn't fall apart the moment our helmsman sneezes in its general direction.
I'm gonna spare them.
Oh, that's so great to hear, your nobleness. Just great. Now there's a true aristocrat, not that warden creep. Now then, your nobleness, where was I? If you're ever on Footfall Station, there's this district there, the Shadow Quarters. It's called that because it's located behind the statue of our holiest emperor. I've known folks who called it something else, also on account of it being behind the statue. Don't repeat their mistakes, I tell you. Reverend Hieronymus wasted no time finding and burning them all. Forgive an old man for getting distracted. So, Footfall, the Shadow Quarters. There's a bar there, built into the remains of an old ship. And in that bar, in the back room, a certain Rizza does her business. Till her grandpa Backval says hello. You'll be her favorite client in the blink of an eye. There we are. Well, yeah, nobleness. We'll be going now, if you don't mind.
Huh. Should we go with dogmatic here? I think is yeah, let's go with dogmatic. I have changed my mind. By his name I will not let heretical riffraff such as yourself leave this place alive. We already know about the Shadow Quarter, and this is it. That's the pain of playing dogmatic. Is there anything else here? There is a demolition 100%. How much experience? 5 here. What's here? Some goods. Huh. Interesting. Where is this going? To the main level? Okay, nice. We got some medic, eh? We got a diviner stuff. That's pretty good. Abelard, we can use these, right? Yeah. So this is a main level. Is this where Winterscale is? No, this is where we can build the bridge. Let's go back because I think there is another route here. Right? So we found these guys here. There is something here. We really need to... to get Pasquale. Main level. It's basically the same, right? Yeah. One is here, one is here. Okay. Let's go to the rift. Let's save. This will be a pain in the ass. It's a really nasty fight. Let's see, can we approach it differently? And approaching from this angle. The thing is, we need to clean this out, right? Yeah, let's open this. You know what? Let me save and use one of these. Yeah. We failed instantly. This is a nasty fight. We need to kill those lenses because it will resummon the boss here. Okay, that's good. We got some experience. What's this?
The evidence suggests that the victim was killed by poison gas.
Do we use this poison gas or? Okay. Let me see exactly how we can position ourselves. We should be all just to have better positioning. Okay.
I told you, Evie. They are hiding so much from us. Arrogant mentors, holy brothers and sisters. What have they ever given us? Nothing but a pile of fibs and useless admonitions.
The voice of the man standing with his back to you sounds almost soft. Heedless of everything but what is in front of him, he leans over a prisoner dressed in expensive clothing.
But Aurora, she is different. She spoke with me like no one ever had before. She revealed the truth to me, and now I can reveal it to you if you just stop struggling for 1 minute. What?
The man finally realizes he is not alone and turns to you. He is clutching a long, thin metallic rod with blood dripping off it.
We have guests! From the Von Valancia's ship, I would wager. Evie, my dear, you will have to wait. Do not faint, I beg of you. It's important that you feel everything, including your other eye.
Such dreadful shades.
Kestia recoils and covers her mouth.
The colors of this place, they are putrescent to the core. And these people, their colors are oozing with madness and despair, pain and doom.
How do you know who I am?
Lies have many faces, but there is only one truth, and it has been laid bare before me. I knew the enemy of the truth would come here sooner or later.
You know, we had this guy once. He was a quiet one. One day, he walked into a middle deck bar, threw one back, and then pulled out a gun and started shooting people left and right without saying a word. Then he shoved the barrel in his mouth and blew his brains out. Our warden here has exactly the same look in his eyes right now.
Who is that on the table?
My sincerest apologies. Where are my manners? Please, allow me to introduce Yvain Winterscale, the younger son of Caligos Winterscale, in the flesh. You know, he was so close to witnessing the truth right before you interrupted our little chat.
How dare you, contemptible peasant? For every drop of noble blood you spill, you will pay 100-fold more.
Cassia turns to you for support with an expression that is in equal parts indignant and frightened. Abelard shakes his head somberly. That poor fool. I knew nothing good would come of his naive attempt at negotiating with heretics. However, Yvain appears to still be alive. If we make haste, we might yet save him. Having a scion of House Winterscale in your debt would certainly prove beneficial.
Step away from the hostage at once.
The warden sneers and glances at the maimed young man.
Hostage? How rude! Young Winterscale is my guest and dearest friend. He came here himself to visit his old acquaintance and have a heartfelt talk, and I'm merely showing him some appropriate hospitality to commemorate our reunion.
As if echoing his words, Yvain lets out a weak moan.
What madness have you wrought in this prison?
Do you truly want to know?
He becomes more animated and runs a hand through his matted hair. You note it has been some time since he last trimmed his nails.
This was my garden, where I tried to grow the seedlings of a beautiful future. That was before I realized that there is no future, not in the sense ordinary people understand. We're too attached to this life, to the limitations of our weak bodies, to the short-sightedness of our eyes that can scarcely see. It is all so insignificant. The true future lies beyond real space. And the only way to reach it is through a cleansing sacrifice. Do you understand?
Why did you mutilate these people?
These are my optimates, saints who will guide the flock at the fated hour. Listen.
He pauses and smiles.
Can you hear? You can't. They are crying out, calling. It's just that their cries are not meant for our ears. They cast their voices out there beyond the edge of the glass into the transparent quiet. There, they are heard. There, their call is answered.
Rogue Trader, every moment spent on talking to this heretic could be a moment spent destroying him and committing this place to purifying flames. Isn't it time we got started?
Who is Aurora?
Oh, so you've managed to barge in here and interfere with the prophetess's designs without even knowing who she is. But it is too late now. You will never attain sight. All you can do is accept your fate.
He suddenly stirs like a predatory beast.
I do not like it when people take the prophetess Aurora's name in vain. I desire your death, enemy of the truth.
The warden raises his hand, and the maimed people start thrashing about in their death throes.
The time for words has passed. Optimates, give your power to this harbinger of Aurora. Let our foes see the truth, or become awash in blood.
Okay. First thing first, we need to destroy these lenses, which is mandatory. Again, we have rolled insanely bad. I'm gonna put Abelard in the center. My main character can stay here, to be honest. Dira, you can stay here. Argenta, I think you are okay. Maybe we should put Abelard here. Yeah, we rolled so fucking bad.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Let's hope they will focus, yeah, on Abelard. This one is pretty far. Okay, next is my main character. The thing is, we can do two things with my main character. We can come here. Let me see. What's the difference between this fulminating shot? Okay, it's basically the same, right? No, it's not. It's way less damage. We can go like this and smack these ones. Do some damage to the bigger one. Or we can... yeah, it's either this or this. Yeah, this one is pretty good. Why can't you move? Holy fuck. We pressed this. Okay. It was way better than I thought. I have another shot, but I'm not in a good position here. If I'm moving here. Can I still shot from that angle? Yeah, we can do something like this. Okay. Let's end the turn. Come on, Abelard, I need you to tank, dude. Okay, this dude is wrecking Idira. Next is Cassia. You can use the lidless stare. Is it worth doing that? Yeah, I know that I'm gonna take that, but it doesn't matter. Other than that, we can... we don't have field of view to do anything, right? Let's buff up Ballard. Can come here, but it's pointless. Yeah, we need to wait to see exactly what they are gonna do. Okay, he shot the unholy lance, which is okay. That's pretty funny. Okay, they are gathering themselves.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
How much pain can we put on these guys? Okay, Argenta did a lot here. I would like to see if we can basically come here and destroy this. Okay, well played, Didira. I would like to use this. Okay. Abelard, make me proud.
One viewer target.
Yeah, I am proud. Okay, so the fight is starting to look really good for us.
Chaos guides me.
Make them bleed!
Holy shit, Dira is already down. That's not great.
Suits my purposes.
Shields me.
Okay, the problem is there is one more lens here. This one is destroyed. Where is Abelard? It's here?
Me?
Yeah.
If you insist, Lord Captain. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Out of my way.
Okay. Dira's down. Argenta is down. But I think we can do this with Abelard. Look how good it is. Holy shit. Yeah. We are gonna go here and deal with these guys. Holy shit, Abelard is a fucking beast! Okay, my main character can destroy this. And then I'm gonna move down here. Or here. And we're gonna shoot this dude. Cassia, is this Castellio? Yeah. I think you might be fucked, Cassia.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Let's get to it.
Okay, this was nice. We are gonna leave the lens for the moment and we are gonna charge this dude. If he gonna move... No, he's dead. Okay, the only one left is Casteglia. And the only thing that we need to do right now is to shoot this.
At your beck and call.
What the fuck happened with this dude? He fucking wake up! Holy shit. We waked this dude up.
Here we go.
Okay, Cassia. I think you are gonna go down. I love that we do 2 attacks every time. It's because of the talent that we got, right? Fleeting combat. Whenever we score a crit, yeah, we do an offhand attack, which is pretty dope. I think we can deal with this one. Maybe we can save Cassia. Or we can wreck her ass, because this is not great. But if we come here, let me see. From this point, no, we can shoot this dude. And I think this is it, right? Nice.
I don't believe we've been properly introduced.
Blood is bubbling on the young man's lips, and his voice is barely audible, but even now, it remains melodious and quite courteous.
Yvain Winterscale, Arth Koronus. Greatly pleased to make your acquaintance.
On the rare days that Lord Winterscale visited Yrak Fi, the station was awash in a mist of warm hues. We were forbidden from meeting each other, but I was delighted still to see such rare colors in my home. Now, however, his colors are darkening, twisting from pain and bitterness. We must help, Lord Captain. We must save the clarity of his soul, for he whose presence makes the world a little brighter deserves no less.
Lady, Cassia, I presume, the sacred child of House Orselio. How disgraceful it is that on the day we finally meet,
Yvain looks away in shame.
I find myself not at my best.
There is no disgrace in your predicament, Lord Winterscale. The Lord Captain and I met under similarly dreadful and tragic circumstances.
What have they done to you?
Anne, the warden, my friend. I tried to convince him to stop the riot. Diplomacy failed.
Speaking is a struggle, but he continues stubbornly.
Father hates diplomacy, which is why I had to try.
Conserve your strength, you are wounded and they need help.
Wounded, I would have phrased it altogether differently. Tortured and maimed, perhaps. Have you ever had your eyes burned out? This was my first time. I cannot say I recommend the procedure.
He is either trying to make light of the situation or growing delirious from the pain.
I must take my leave. I will see to it that assistance is provided to you and that you are escorted from here.
He nods, giving in to oblivion.
Okay, so we got 3 perfect factor, which is pretty good. I don't think there's anything other here than loot these guys. We have this noble sword and we leveled up again, which is pretty dope.
Your eye is drawn to the shards of the enormous lens scattered around the broken device. At first, you are uncertain as to what troubles you, but suddenly, the realization hits you. The glass shimmers in a unique way, just the same way as the shards of the unknown broken object you found near Theodora von Valancius's desk. What's the matter, Lord Captain? Why are you so interested in? Abelard trails off when he notices what you are looking at. He instantly makes the connection. By the Imperium's saints, it cannot be. Idira bites her lip.
I see it too. Whatever that thing in her study was, it was made from the same material as this junk.
What? Abelard is at a loss for words. He takes a moment to collect himself, and all at once they start pouring out in a hasty sputter. It's a mistake. Slander meant to blemish the good name of a person who is now dead and cannot even defend herself. First, those minions of the archenemy murdered Lord Captain Theodora, and now, this cannot be tolerated. It will not be tolerated.
Come on now, Abelard. Remember what she was like.
Idira's smile betrays her grief, but at the same time is strangely knowing.
Brazen. Assertive. It was like her entire life was a race against fate, until fate caught up with her in the end. She would have gone head first into a black hole if she had thought it would put her even one step ahead of everyone else out in the expanse. If we could just find out what she was keeping in her desk and why she went to get it during the attack.
Sister Argenta's beautiful face is full of grief.
How bitter it is to know that you were born from bad blood. But do not let this knowledge drag you into darkness.
The sister's words ring with a genuine, sincere hope that you be blessed with a worthier fate. She does not appear to be shocked by the news of Theodora's possible heresy.
Life must be so easy for you sanctimonious preachers. A dubious trinket, and you no longer see a person, you see bad blood, an annoying hindrance.
There is enough venom in Idira's voice to poison an entire regiment. Argenta recoils, but the next moment her dark eyes ignite with fury.
How dare you admonish me? We are speaking of abetting the archenemy. A person who has tainted themselves thus can never justify their actions.
Sure, why go through all the trouble of trying to make sense of anything when you can just label them a heretic and call it a day? Except, dear friend, I seem to remember that you didn't mind Theodora so much while you were aboard the ship. You didn't leave her side for even a moment. She rescued you, aided you, and your adoration wilted the moment you heard an accusation sullying her memory. You weren't surprised or upset. You just gave up on her and moved on.
Since we are going with dogmatic, we are gonna pick this. Argenta is right, the danger of heresy cannot be overstated.
Lord Captain, I'm not excusing heresy, I just don't believe, I don't want to believe Theodora would be involved in it. That all the good she did can be so easily crossed out with a single word.
Walk away from the device. Okay, let's loot these guys. Winter Scale, it's okay-ish. He's hanging there. Okay, this fight wasn't that bad. I have to admit, Abelard in this one was a beast. A fucking beast. Okay, we need to get the fuck out, right?
None shall stand in my way.
I'm gonna level up on the starport. Come on. Can't we loot this dude? I need to go here. Where can we leave exactly? I think it's here, right? the fuck is happening? Okay, game auto saved. Is there anything here? I don't want to step into a trap. It will be a pain in the ass. Can we speak again with this one?
Your lordship?
The rebellion has been crushed. I have news of your lord.
She anxiously pitches forward. Is Lord Winterscale alive? Is he all right?
He is safe and in one piece. I shall receive him as my guest on my ship, so ready the shuttle. Let's go with this one. He is alive but badly wounded. Help my people get him to my ship.
There are glimmers of panic in the pilot's gaze, but she quickly pulls herself together. It will be done immediately. Thank you for letting me know, your lordship.
Okay. Let's level up before going to the orbit. We are level 8. We are leveling up really fast. Come on, game. I think we can go with fired up. Whenever the soldier deals damage, their critical damage is increased by 1% until the end of the combat. We tend to do a lot of critical strikes since we are having a lot of agility and ballistic skills. So let's go like this. Now I'm gonna go with demolition because we use demolition instead of intelligence, which is dope. With Abelard, I'm gonna go with Koronus. Okay, so basically what it does negates effect of poison, stimulators of alcohol, or at least negative effects. I'd like to go with impetus right now. Okay, so we have it at this level. The damage dealt by charge is increased by 10 when the ability is used from a distance of 5 cells or more. This is pretty good because we can charge and do a lot of damage, And if we crit, I think we might attack 2 times. I do not know if also counts when we use charge. Idira, with you, to be honest, I don't know exactly what should I do. Because I'm not gonna play too much with you. She's a divination. Will we go with what? You know that there is something pain channeling. I don't know where it is. Here it is as a telepathy. Whenever the psyker kills an enemy with a psychic power dealing more damage than the target's wounds, the excess damage will be dealt to enemy closest to the target. This is nice. Should we use this? The thing is, having pyromancy with her is pretty good. Yeah, let's go with this one, and we can get another one. Can go with backdraft. Maybe we are gonna use a lot of pyromancy with her. Whenever a psychic power used by the psyker deals damage, a random enemy within 2 cells from the initial target suffer half of this damage. That damage does not trigger this talent. A random enemy. So this is good because we can group up and do some damage. Nice. Argenta, similar with my main character. We're gonna use heavy weapons with her. Yeah, we're gonna go with rapid fire. This doesn't reduce the damage anymore. To be honest, I do not know if I'm gonna play with Argenta or Ulfar. I really like Ulfar, the Space Marine, but Argenta is so fucking good. Yeah, let's go with this one, and yeah, demolition with her also. Cassia. We can go with focus. Whenever the officer uses an ability on an ally, that ally gains a bonus to their perception and ballistic skills equal to 4. These bonuses stack, but half of the stacks rounded up are lost at the end of target's turn. So this is interesting. Because the thing is, we can get 4 initially, then we get 6. Then we get 7, right? Basically, I don't think we can get more than 8. So, still, 8 to ballistic skill is pretty damn good. Persuasion or commerce, which one? I think I'm gonna go to persuasion. Okay, let's see what we looted from this dude. We looted this noble sword. On hit, the sword attack inflicts disturbed effect on the target for 2 rounds. If the target of the attack is already suffering for disturbed effect, the attack deals an additional 6 damage to the... Okay, this one is pretty good. Increase damage from all sources against any hit. Target. Okay, let's use these weapons. Let's go like this in case. Oh, this one is pretty good. 6 more damage. Pretty juicy. Each heretic act used in battle increase the wearer dodge. Heroic act. Holy shit. Heretic act. I'm butchering this. Let's use this. I don't think we have anything else. Okay, let's go on the orbit or voidship or whatever. And I think this is it for this episode. Basically, we saved Winter Scale.
Over the past few days, I received several messages from different decks, complaining about anomalous behaviors in the ship's cogitators and servitors. The machine spirits are restless and rebellious, and no tech litany or ritual of pacification can rid them of this obstinacy. The tech priests can deal with the vessel's systems, but the servitors, they make errors in their tasks, disobey orders, change the assigned rituals, or sometimes downright freeze as if in a trance.
A click comes through the Vox channel, followed by a weary sigh. Lord Captain, occurrences such as these are caused by errors in cogitator calculations or have some other sensible explanation. I beseech you not to take after those who whisper about the ship being cursed or possessed. Idira joins the channel and chimes in playfully.
Oh, don't start, old man. All these peculiar happenings have long since turned into local legends. A door slams shut, a lumen starts flickering. Folk have grown used to all that, so our resident ghost has decided to up the ante. I'm telling you, things are only going to get worse from here.
The technomats inspected the servitors and concluded they pose no danger. According to the servants of the Omnissiah, such behavior is caused either by the echoes of minds not completely eliminated or by manifestations of the machine spirit's will. Nevertheless, the faulty servitors make the crew's tasks considerably more difficult, and High Factotum Janris Danrock would like to discuss how he should deal with the defective property. He is awaiting your audience on the bridge.
Okay. We are gonna go after this on the bridge, but we are gonna do this a little bit later. So next on the agenda, I think I'm gonna go on the bridge and do stuff around the ship. Probably we are gonna visit our, I don't know, levels. There is a chore that... there are a couple of chores that I would like to do on the ship. Maybe we are gonna grab Kibellah. She's really nice. Also, I want to do the things in the chapel. There is a puzzle there. I think we need to basically write Furia with some plates. It's really nice. There are a lot of stuff that we can do. After that, we can go on Raikadi Minoris, see exactly what we will find there. We can also go here. I wonder if we can sell to these guys. We need to be at 22 to get everything from here, right? We can grab this power maul. It's a pretty good AoE strike. This one is a two-hander. No, it's a one-hander. It's a chain weapon. There are a lot of medikits. Can we increase the reputation with these dudes? Let's sort after cost. Heretic trophies costs a lot to these guys. Let's see, I would like to buy these. Yeah, let's buy all available. We need a lot of these. But that's pretty good. What did we got? This power maul, it's pretty interesting. We have some gloves. This one might be good for us. I don't want to take use. This should be good for Pasquale. What do we got? Yeah, this is interesting, but I'm not gonna use it. Precise last pistol, pretty bad. We still have this, but I think I'm gonna use it with Henrik's. I'm not gonna do the quest with the shard. You need to go a heretic route to do that. I'm gonna wait for the quest where we are gonna basically refuse to go this route. Mezoa pattern autogun. Let me check, what can we get from these guys? This needs 16. It gives him one result. This is pretty good. Okay, the helmet that we have is pretty damn nice. It increases our critical strike. Can grab some armor. And I'm looking like a fucking Imperial, not like an Arbitrator. To be honest, I really like how Argenta looks. We have a helmet for her. I think we have too many grenades with Abelard. He's gonna basically be our healer. I'm glad that we have these many medikits. I think maybe we can use two on Idira also, because he's pretty weak. We have better armor for her. This one might be better. Yeah. She can use heavy armor? Seriously? Iconoclast. This is not that great. Okay, this is super good. Can we equip this? Yeah, I think this is way better. To have increased critical strike damage. Can we see exactly how much crit do we have? We have a lot of dodge with my main character. Okay, we don't have as much as we have with Argenta. Abelard has a lot of parry. Where can we see our crits? Can we see somewhere around here? How much crit we have? Adeptus Astartes. I don't know what this means. This is pretty nice that it pushes the characters away. I wonder how much crit we have and where can we see? We see the armor penetration, but we don't see the critical strike, right? Which is not that great. Maybe it's somewhere around here. After this we are gonna go with an overseer and I'm gonna get a cyber mastiff because why not? Let me see. Okay, so the base critical hit chance for range attacks within weapons effective range is 30 plus ballistic skills %. So how much ballistic skill % we have? We have 55, which means what? I think 5. We have 55 right now. Critical hit chance. Or basically 85. I literally do not know. Or I do not know. It's a ballistic skill, right? Right now we have 55 ballistic skill. Anyway. I think this is it for this episode. As I said in the next one, we are gonna go back to the ship and do some stuff. But I think this is where we are gonna end this episode. It was a longer one. I hope you enjoy it. We finished Roicadiphilia. I like to do it second just to have that dude alive. The problem is that I think there are some things here that might not go that well, and I think the husband of this lady here might be dead or something like that, that private, but we shall see. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope I'm gonna see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.